Hi, welcome back to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. My name is Lauren, and today we're going to be making a very fun, very floral, and very spring dessert. We're going to be making a blueberry yuzu lavender pound cake. So we're going to be using our lavender syrup. This is going to be used in the glaze to give a nice touch of lavender flavor. We don't want to overdo it because if you do too much lavender or too much floral flavors, it can taste a bit, I hate to say it, but soapy. I don't know if you had like something with rose in it and you go heavy on the rose, it's just no good. So we're gonna just use this in the glaze and it gives the perfect touch of floral flavor and it pairs perfectly with our yuzu industrial compound. If you've never had yuzu before, like me, I've never had a yuzu. Honestly, I don't even know where you can find them. We're in Southern California and you can't go to your grocery store and buy a yuzu. So we have the perfect alternative. It's like a very slightly more sweet lemon, and it has such a beautiful fragrance to it. It smells so good, so refreshing, and this is great. We're gonna use this in the actual pound cake itself to give a nice touch of citrus and zest. We'll also be using our vanilla extract. As always with our baked goods, it's great to add a little touch of warmth and vanilla. So our Madagascar bourbon vanilla extract is perfect for this. It's our basic vanilla. So this is you can use in pretty much any of your baked goods or confections. The first step to this recipe is mixing all of our dry ingredients. So we have flour here, we have baking soda, dump that in, and we have a little bit of salt, dump that in. And we're just gonna mix this together and set it aside. And we will use this later. So next we're going to cream our sugar and our butter. I have a paddle attachment on here and you want to use softened butter and our sugar. All right, let's just turn this on and we're going to cream this together for about 3 minutes. Our butter is nice and creamed together, so it's time to add in our eggs. We're gonna add them in one at a time. And I'm just gonna scrape down the side of the bowl a little bit too, just make sure it's all getting mixed together evenly. Back to mixing. We're gonna add in our second egg, and I'm also going to add in at the same time our yuzu industrial compound. If you haven't worked with our industrial compounds before and you've maybe worked with our compounds before, the industrial compounds are very, very similar to the regular compounds in the sense that they'll contain the real fruit, they provide flavor, sweetness, some tartness, and a very balanced level. They just are not as concentrated as the compounds. So typically our compounds have a 3 to 5% use level. Most of our industrial compounds have an 8 to 10. So you will need to use more, but it still adds really, really great flavor at a more, at a lower price point. So we're gonna mix this in with the yuzu, and I'm telling you, this smells so good. As soon as I opened this bottle for the first time, I was like, what else can I add this into? I just wanna put it in like my yogurt as a snack or something. It is absolutely amazing. And here's the vanilla. Beautiful, and our last egg. Let's mix it up. So once all the remaining wet ingredients are well and incorporated, we are just going to scrape down the sides a bit. Then it'll be time to add in our flour. Perfect. So with the flour and milk, we're gonna rotate adding it in. We're gonna do a little flour, a little milk, a little flour, a little milk. So let's start with a little flour. All right, a little flour, and now the remaining milk. So I'm just going to scrape this down a little bit, give it one more quick mix, and then we're going to fold in our blueberries. This smells so good. Okay, one more quick mix. So we're gonna remove our bowl from the mixer and we're gonna add in our blueberries. We don't wanna mix them in on the mixer because we don't want to pop any of the blueberries. We wanna keep them fully intact. So we'll just gently mix them in. This recipe comes together really easy. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is you gotta put it in the oven for quite a while. It takes about 45 minutes to 60 minutes to fully bake. So it's depending on your oven. So our batter's done. I have about a cup of blueberries here. You can use, if you don't want to do blueberries, you can use any other fruit of choice. Blackberries also taste really, really good in this recipe. So in goes our blueberries. Now we're just going to gently mix this together. Yeah, I think blackberry would be really, really good in here. Strawberry might be interesting to try. I don't know how good strawberry would be with lavender. All right, perfect. Now it is time to put this in our pan and bake it. So here we go, pre-greased, ready to go. You can also line this with parchment paper if you wanted to, make it a little bit easier to take out. But we're just gonna put all of our batter straight in. And if you don't have fresh blueberries around you, or they seem to be hard to find, maybe it's not the season for them, you can get frozen. I prefer using the fresh just because I think during the baking process, it adds less moisture and it makes it cook a little bit faster. But if the worst case scenario comes up, you cannot find any good blueberries, go ahead, get frozen. It still works. And once we get this out of the oven and it cools, we'll make the glaze for it and we will drizzle that on and slice in. Have a nice little snack. Okay, perfect. Let's go put this in the oven and we'll be back when it's baked. Our pound cake is just finishing up cooling down, so we are going to make the glaze for it. This is a super, super, super easy glaze. Like I said, you just need a couple of ingredients. So right here we have just regular old powdered sugar. I have water, dump it in. We have a little pinch of salt. You don't want too much, but you want to give it a little bit of saltiness. Dump it in. We have some of our violet lavender premium syrup. Lastly, we're going to do a little bit more of our yuzu. This is just about 2 teaspoons. Dump that in there, add a little extra kick of lemon to it. Another thing I really like about using our compounds and artisans and lemon flavors is typically, especially zest, like if you get a lemon, they're usually covered in some kind of a wax coating. In order to get that off takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you have to get vegetable wash, and also it's all sorts of stuff, huge process, kind of frustrating, and then you still have to zest it and juice it. With our products, you don't have to worry about that. You're not gonna have any of the chemicals that are typically coated on lemon that you get from the store. You just open the bottle, measure it out, put it into your recipe. So let's mix this up. Like I said, easy peasy. Now we just mix and it becomes a delicious lemon lavender glaze. That's it. That's it. Now we have a glaze. You see how simple that was? All done. We are going to go get the pound cake and put our glaze on it. We have our pound cake here. It is finished. It is cooled down. It's about lukewarm, so it's perfect for glazing. All I'm going to do is just drizzle the glaze on top. You can use a pastry brush to get more coverage. So I want to ensure the whole top of my loaf is nice and glazed. Every bite you take is going to have some of this delicious lavender flavor to it. Now I'm going to finish this off with one final touch. I have some dried lavender here and I'm just going to sprinkle it on the top just to give it a little bit more texture. There you have it, an absolutely perfect blueberry yuzu lavender pound cake. So I say we cut into this and give it a try. Oh my gosh, it is bursting. You have to see this. Look at that, bursting full of blueberries. The inside looks just as good as the outside does, but the truth lies in how it tastes. And these flavors just really, really meld so perfectly together. Like that nice, mellow, sweet blueberry is great with the bright yuzu flavor. And then that floral lavender note just ties it all together. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe and that you give it a try at home. Make sure to let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That way you'll never miss out on any new recipes or fun tips and tricks. And you can find us on social media at Amoretti on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest. See you next time.